Hey everybody, it's Matt the Pokenite, and today I want to try a different type of video, a Pokemon challenge video. The idea itself is not original, as I am aware that Pokemon challenges are all over YouTube. However, I enjoy watching them, and I'd like to give one a go. So I decided to find out if I can beat Pokemon Fire Red using only one Snorunt. Snorunt is a really weak Pokemon with a base stat total of 300 with 50 around the board. These stats are even weaker than any first form starter, so every battle will be difficult. On top of that, it's a nice type, so we have 4 major weaknesses and only resist ourselves. For level up moves, we have abysmal coverage with only Ice, Dark, and Normal moves. TM moves don't give us much either. I'm writing the script as I go along with the challenge because I think this will be more enjoyable. Comment down below if you think I can do this. I think I can, but I think I'll have to be level 100 and the double team might be mandatory. I predict that Lorelei will be tough and Blaine may be impossible without high levels. Let's go over the rules. I can only use Snorunt in battle. I can use other Pokemon for HMs, but I can't use them in battle. No items in battle, only held items and Pokeballs for catching HM Pokemon. No glitches or exploits, no speeding up the game. Let's do this. So I jumped into the world of Pokemon and named my rival Fire. I grabbed the potion out of my PC and went to the lab. I used the Universal Pokemon Randomizer to replace Bulbasaur with Snorunt so that our rival has Charizard, the hardest for us to fight. First rival battle and we do almost no damage, but we did get a freeze. Unfortunately, it thawed out and ended us. This battle is optional, but I still am worried we went down that easily. Meridian Forest is mildly difficult as we're slow and get poisoned by Weedles a lot, but we may get through with no real trouble. Doubt Brock will be this easy though. Rock gym time. I take out the gym trainer easily, so now it's time for Brock. Surprisingly, this battle is extremely easy. Take out Dude in 2 powder snows, while he just defense curls, and next is Onyx. He outspeeds, and could have easily beat us with Rock Tomb, but he just uses Tackle, while we take out half of his health. Again, he could have easily taken us out, but he just uses Bind, and we take him out. Gen 3 AI at its finest. The Route 3 trainers were easy, but I made sure to fight them all, because I will need the levels. Time to head to Cerulean City. On the way, I didn't make a fossil joke. I knew if I made a fossil joke, you guys would comment saying I'm ripping off my bread. I won't. Now that I think about it, comment anyway. They're good for the YouTube algorithm. Everybody go check out my dry bread. I'll put a link in the description. He's a great YouTuber. He does fun Let's Play streams and Pokemon challenges. And he's the one who inspired me to do this Pokemon challenge. I am also basing my script off of his. Sorry. Rival time. First out is Pidgeotto, so we use Icy Wind. It crits, managing a one-shot. Next is Charmander. I go for Bite, which does about a quarter of its health. Then he crits with Ember for all of my health. Try again, and I don't even get Charmander to half. So I had an idea. I use Double Team to dodge his attacks. Next try, I use Double Team 3 times to up my invasion while Pidgeotto just misses 2 sand attacks and hits a tackle for weak damage. Next turn, I use Icy Wind, dropping him to half, but he hits another tackle and brings me to a bit over half. I use Icy Wind again and it goes down. Next is Charmander and we hit a bite. He misses, we bite again, he flinches, but we speed tie and he hits Ember for the knockout. Tried multiple times, that was the best I could do. We just don't have enough power yet. Let's try Misty instead. Water Gym time, Staryu is first and goes for Harden while I Icy Wind to drop its speed. Thanks to that, I now outspeed and use Bite flinching Staryu so it can't attack and knocked it out the next turn. Next is Starmie, so I use Icy Wind while it brings me to half with Water Pulse. Unfortunately, even with the speed drop, Starmie is still faster and Snorunt gets taken out with Water Pulse. Considering this was my first attempt, I think we'll have to grind. Sorry, third attempt. 2 levels later, and I attempt the rival fight again. I managed to build up 6 double teams on Pidgeotto, but get tackled to half health before going down. Charmander's out next, so I have Snorunt bite it down in 3 hits while it missed a couple of embers. Next up is Abra, who can't fight. Take it out in 1 bite, leveling up. Last is Rattata, so Snorunt uses Icy Wind, OHKOing it, and winning us the battle. That was incredibly lucky. After clearing out the northern route, I'm level 28 and just learned Crunch. Let's go give Misty another shot. Staryu's out first, and a Crunch gets it to a sliver, so I use Headbutt as she heals, and it crits, one-shotting Staryu. Next is Starmie, so I bring her to a sliver with Crunch as she uses Water Pulse, doing a big chunk of damage. Her next Water Pulse crits, leaving me with 10 health as Snorunt lands the finishing blow, winning us the Cascade badge. I teach Snorunt Water Pulse and immediately head to SSN. I made sure to clear the SSN of all trainers before the fight with my rival to get as many levels as possible. Speaking of which, it's rival time. Pidgeotto's first, but we outspeed an Oko with Icy Wind. Next is Charmeleon. This is why I got Water Pulse. We outspeed it, but it lives with a sliver. Its Ember does a lot, but we take it reasonably well. Another Water Pulse finishes it off. Next is Raticate, and an Icy Wind isn't enough to Oko, but it hardly hurts us with Hyper Fang. I finish it off with Crunch, so I don't miss. Last is Kadabra, but we outspeed an Oko with a Crunch. That was a lot easier than I thought. Electric Gym time. The trash can puzzle only took a minute, so better than I thought. Unfortunately, the same can't be said for Surge. Voltorb is first, and it goes down to an Icy Wind and a couple crunches after he heals. He does hit us with a Sonic Boom, but that move is weak, so we shrug it off. Pikachu goes down in one Icy Wind, but Raichu's out next. He paralyzes us right away, and Icy Wind doesn't do a lot. He then uses a double team, but we don't miss. We then trade blows, but due to an unlucky full paralysis, we get taken out. Second try goes mostly the same, but this time we get fully paralyzed twice in a row, we get taken out. Third try, I just crunch my way through the fight. Rock Tunnel is a breeze, so I pick up some PowerPoint ups in Celadon and head into the Grass Gym fight at level 40. Seeing as we have a 10 level advantage and the ice typing, we mop the floor with their team and claim the rainbow badge as our own. After clearing out the rocket hideout with no troubles, it's time for the Giovanni fight. But he's not a challenge. His Onyx and Rhyhorn are both 4 times weak to water, so they're one-shots. Kangaskhan takes an Ice Beam, well, but he just leers and the next Ice Beam crits for an easy fight. This guy was the bane of my existence for other Kanto runs, but this was extremely easy. Next is the Pokemon Tower rival fight, and it was a piece of cake. Ice Beam Pidgeotto, Water Pulse Charmeleon, Ice Beam Execute, Crunch Kadabra. Last is Gyarados, and Ice Beam takes 2/3 of its health and freezes it, letting us take it out the next turn. After a quick trip down Cycling Road and an expedition into the Safari Zone to get the HMs for Surf and Strength, it's time for the Koga battles, and it's not even close. First Coughing is a one-shot with Ice Beam, but next up is Muck, and it is too tanky and deals way too much damage with Sludge. I decide to try the Silphco rival fight instead. Rival time, and Pidgeot is out first, and 2 Ice Beams is all it takes. Charizard is next, and he outspeeds and Okos with Flamethrower. I need to grind. I grind all the way to level 60 before trying Koga again. I go in with a Pekka Berry to stop poison once, to buy myself a bit more time, as held items are allowed in the rules. Koga time, and his Coughing is a one-shot, and next is Muck. Ice Beam does around half as it minimizes. I miss an Ice Beam as it minimizes again. I use Water Pulse to make sure it doesn't go to full restore range. Hits, bringing Muck down to a quarter as a Sludge takes down 30 health. The next Ice Beam misses, and Muck Sludge brings us to 100 HP and poisons us, but our berry removes the poison immediately. One more Ice Beam takes out Muck. We really needed those levels. His next Coughing is a one-shot with Ice Beam, and last is Wheezing. I used Double Team twice in hopes of getting him to explode and miss, but he just uses Smokescreen and misses a Toxic, which is possible in Gen 3. I hit a Ice Beam to take it to low health as it hits a Toxic, but next Ice Beam connects, winning us the battle. Now that I can get Surf, I head to Cinnabar and clear out the Fire Gym with Water Pulse until Blaine. As Growlithe and Ponyta are easy one-shots with Water Pulse, but Rapidash survives a hit. Amazingly, Water Pulse confuses it and hits itself. Unfortunately, Blaine heals it with a Hyper Potion, but since we do over half, we can take it out while he's healing. Last is Arcanine, though, and while we outspeed, Water Pulse doesn't even do half, and one Fire Blast is all it takes to knock Snorunt out. Luckily, I don't think we need to grind, as Fire Blast is already an 85% accurate move, and we have Double Team. I tried this battle over and over for over 10 minutes before getting an amazing run where we can build up all 6 double teams without getting killed or burned. Growlithe is still a one-shot, but Ponyta survives, and misses with Fire Blast. Blaine heals while I attack again, bringing it to 1 again. It heals again. Third Water Pulse takes it out. Rapidash misses his Fire Blast. I'm awful at reading off scripts. Rapidash misses his Fire Blast, so we take it down in 2 Water Pulses. Last is Arcanine, and thanks to it missing and us critting, we take it down in 2 hits, winning the battle. Can't believe the fight was this easy. I thought I'd have to be around level 70 to even stand a chance, but thanks to Water Pulse, we did this fight at level 63. We might be ready for the Silph Co rival. I the fight over and over until I get this run where I can build up double teams without getting hit by Whirlwind, so that I don't get forced out by resetting my stats. Once I finish my 6 teams, I one-shot Pidgeot with Ice Beam, and next is Charizard, who gets one shot with a critical Water Pulse. That was amazing luck. I didn't even need those double teams. Execute was a one-shot with Ice Beam, Alakazam was a one-shot with Crunch, and last was Gyarados, who survives an Ice Beam, but due to our high evasion, he misses and another Ice Beam finishes it. That fight went way better than I thought. With how my luck normally is, I thought he'd just one-shot me with Flamethrower. Let's go beat up Giovanni. Giovanni time, and it's a one-shot sweep until Kangaskhan, who lives in Ice Beam, but just like last time, he stupidly went for a Tail Whip rather than attacking. Giovanni's an idiot. Next is the Psychic Gym, but it's really easy. Crunch takes out Kadabra and Mr. Mime in 1 hit, and Ice Beam takes out Venomoth. Alakazam survives a Crunch, however, but it just uses Calm Mind, so we take it out in 2 hits while they heal. Easy fight. I head to Meridian City to collect the last badge from Giovanni. It was such an easy fight that at one point I misclicked on Rhyhorn and used Double Team instead of Water Pulse, but it just used Scary Face and I took it out. Because of that, Dugtrio is Outlast and it outspeeds, but thanks to my Double Team, it missed its Slash and I won. Last before the Pokemon League is a battle with my rival. Pidgeot and Rhyhorn were easy one-shots, but Charizard didn't even drop to half before one-shotting us with Flamethrower. A couple tries later, and I get this run where Charizard misses twice in a row. This is what we needed. Next is Execute, which is a one-shot with Ice Beam. Next is Alakazam, who survives Crunch with a Sliver, just uses Calm Mind, so we take it out in 1 more Crunch. Last is Gyarados, and Ice Beam does less than half as it sets up Rain. We use Water Pulse to avoid it healing as it misses Hydro Pump, and a 3rd Ice Beam wins us the battle. While progressing through Victory Road, Snorunt hits level 69. Nice. I use a rare candy to bring Snorunt to level 70. Let's take a look at our stats. They're pretty low for this part of the game, but speed and defense are pretty strong. One weird thing to note is that despite having a nature that lowers our attack, it is still higher than our special attack, which is the one thing we're using. Last chance to leave a comment saying if you think I can win at this level. First is Ice Trainer Lorelei. Dugong is out first, but we hardly hurt it while it does big damage with Surf, so we quickly lose. I attempt the fight with Double Team for half an hour. It's rare to get all 6 Double Teams up without going down, and even on my best attempt where I get to Lapras, I do so little damage that she gets plenty of time to hit Surfs and we get taken out. I decide I'm not strong enough, so I spend an hour grinding to level 81. After a couple of tries, I come up with a strategy. This is Lorelei's team, and after thinking about it, I realize that setting up Double Team on Dugong isn't the way to go. Dugong knows Surf, Ice Beam, Hail, and Safeguard. Hail and Safeguard have no effect on the battle as we aren't using status afflictions, and we're both Ice type. She'll also never use Ice Beam as it's resisted, so essentially it has a 66% chance of not attacking us for the first turn, but once it uses its status move once, she won't use it until it wears off. So she will almost always go for Surf, essentially guaranteeing that we'll get hit enough to make us lose. So instead of using Double Team on Dugong, I just crunch to make it faint. Next out is Cloyster, who has Spikes, Dive, Hail, and Protect. Cloyster almost never attacks, normally opting to stall with Protect and set up Spikes or Hail. Since it rarely attacks, I just set up my Double Teams easily, while it wastes its time with Protect and Spikes. Cloyster has poor special defense, and since Dark is special, 2 hits take it down. Next out is Slowbro, which is weak to Dark, so again, 2 crunches knock him out. Second to last is Lapras, and our first crunch crits, taking out half of its health, while Lapras misses a Surf. Next crunch takes it to low, but its berry heals it back half. Lapras just misses Confuse Ray. We crunch it again, bringing it to red HP and lowering its special defense as it again fails to hit Confuse Ray. Lorelei heals with full restore, but Crunch does decent damage thanks to the stat drop, so 2 more crunches take down Lapras thanks to a second special defense drop. Last is Jinx, who takes half health from Crunch, and surprisingly it hits an Ice Punch, but we resist it, so it does almost nothing. A second crunch wins the fight. I heal up with a full restore, as items are allowed outside of battle, and move on. Next is Bruno, and I immediately spam double team to avoid as many hits as possible, as the whole team has super effective hits on me, and any one might take me out. Onyx is first, but it just misses Rock Tomb and Iron Tail, so we build up our 6 double teams, and OHKO it with Water Pulse, as well as the second Onyx. Next is Hitmonchan, and Ice Beam does around half as it misses Rock Tomb and gets taken out. Next is Hitmonlee, and it misses Brick Break, so 2 Ice Beams is all it takes. Last is Machamp, and Ice Beam hits for half of its health as it misses Scary Face, so another Ice Beam wins us the fight. Agatha is up next, and it takes a couple tries not to get hit by Toxic, but once I get an attempt where opening Gengar just uses Shadow Punch after getting hit by Crunch, dropping it to red health. Agatha heals it with a full restore, but 2 crunches take it out. This is Arbok, who just uses Screech, so 2 Ice Beams take it out. Golbat is a one-shot with Ice Beam, and her second Gengar, who gets OHKO'd by a critical hit crunch. Last is Haunter, but 1 crunch finishes it off. Easy fight. Last of the Elite Four is Gyarados, and I use Crunch to try and get a special defense drop, and I luck out getting one. I use the Ice Beam for big damage as it hits Dragon Rage for 40 HP. The second crunch takes him out. The rest of his team is a one-shot sweep with Ice Beam. Aerodactyl does outspeed and do a lot with Ancient Power, but Ice Beam was a one-shot. I use an elixir after the battle to restore most of my power points and heal with a full restore. Time for the final battle. Let's go. First is Pidgeot, and I take the chance to use 6 double teams to avoid getting hit with Charizard's Fire Blast. Pidgeot did hit me with the Sand Attack, so our accuracy is down, and it does have Aerial Base, which never misses, but it's really weak. After getting my 6 double teams, I one-shot Pidgeot with Ice Beam. Next is Rhydon, but it's a one-shot with Water Pulse. Third is Charizard, and we use Water Pulse to bring it to a third of its health, but it misses Fire Blast, letting us take it out on the next turn. Fourth is Alakazam, which survives a crunch and lets off a Future Sight before getting taken down. Future Sight can't miss, so I am worried. Next is Executor, which thankfully goes down in 1 crunch. Last is Gyarados, and the Future Sight lands, bringing us to 5 HP. Any hit, and we will lose. We go for an Ice Beam and do a third of its health as it misses Thrash. Thanks to Sand Attack, our next Ice Beam misses, but he misses his Bite as well. We use Ice Beam again as it misses Bite, so our next hit lands, taking out Gyarados and putting us in the Hall of Fame, winning the run. I have to say, this was a lot of fun. It was pretty difficult at times and the grinding was slow, but overall, I had a really good time. Let me know if you want me to do more of these in the future, and until next time, may your swords stay sharp. Have a nice day.